everyone, this is Prerna Sharma from FairGaze Media and we are present here at Day 2 of Global Gurus Conclave. So I am privileged to stand beside Mr. Amol Arora sir, who is Vice Chairman and MD of Shemrock and Shemford Group of Schools. So sir, you were the moderator in panel discussion. So this was regarding preschools and franchising in preschools. So what were the points which were mostly discussed in whole panel discussion?
So we had a very engaging panel. The discussions were very lively and I believe the audience really benefited. So we started off with what is the requirement of a preschool, why should there be a preschool? I mean, when a child can go from home to a formal school, what is the requirement for this bridge that is there? We talked about how do preschools use franchising as a model to scale up and why they should do it. The pros and cons were discussed so that somebody considering a franchise might find this kind of discussion useful. And also the challenge is not just growth, it's about maintaining standards as well. So how do you maintain standards? Especially because you cannot McDonaldize education. This is not burgers we're talking about, they're little human beings, right? So how do you maintain standards, especially when it comes to safety and security of children? Because you cannot compromise there. There's a franchisee who's come over to your company who says, I want to open your brand. You say, fine, you take my brand and start your school. But what if is he or she the right person? Because in India we can't do a background check the way we could do it in the West. So we discussed those aspects as well. So I think we were able to cover the whole gamut of preschools, right from quality control to what parents' expectations are, to franchising, growth, maintaining quality, how much freedom we give a franchisee and how much freedom should not be there to give into a franchisee. So I think it was an interesting discussion. I think the audience could see the whole range of
in the panel discussion, points like time involvement and who should be the leader and who should be engaging the most. These were the points which were the hot topics of the panel, right? So what's your take on that?
Yes, so it was interesting. There were two kind of distinct thoughts. One was where the franchisee should, or somebody in the franchise family should always be 24/7 present in the school, right, whenever the school is operational. And the second school of thought saying that there's no need for the franchisee who could be an investor, and you can have trained professionals who got a background degree. So they've got education in early childhood. So maybe they're actually better equipped to handle children than somebody who's just an investor who comes from outside, has no experience, has no qualification. So better than that, maybe. So there were two distinct thoughts. There are pros and cons on both sides. I mean, for example, for a male member of the family just to be there, sitting there in a small 2,000 square feet right. So I think it was interesting. So there's no right and wrong answer. If there was a right answer, then maybe we would not be discussing this. There are always pros and cons to this. My personal take is what we ask for is somebody should be responsible. You cannot just invest in a play school and come after 6 months and say, okay, how is it doing? It will not work. It will just not work. As a project, it will not work. As quality standards and ultimately the responsibility of children, it will just not work. So it doesn't have to be black and white. We don't believe that you have to be there all the time. But that monitoring, somebody has to take responsibility for that. That answerability of the staff has to be there. They should know that they're answerable to somebody. It's not that somebody is invested in our school now, I can run the school the way I want to. That should also not be the case. So we look for a bit of a balanced approach of both. So it's taken on a case-to-case basis.
Okay, thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable information with us. So this was Mr. Amol Arora, sir. Thank you.